After having some good dreams about getting back with MJ, Peter Parker gets woken up by his roommate Fred, aka the villain Boomerang, shouting at a video game, but then he talks to his other roommate Randy and realizes that he shouldn't be complaining that he woke up this early because he has a morning press conference that he needed to cover for the Daily Bugle. At the conference, there would be announced a new program able to expose any possible form of cheating, which they tried to celebrate by calling on one of their recent graduates, Peter Parker, only for him to get exposed by the program for having Dr. Octavius write his graduate thesis for him, which obviously only happened because of the time Otto took over his body and became the superior Spider-Man, which he can't really explain, so he'll have to accept being labeled as a fraud, get fired from his job, have Aunt May extremely disappointed in him, and then lastly get laughed at by MJ, which ends up leading to the two getting back together for the first time in years. But this ultimately meant that Peter had to retake the classes where his instructor happened to be Dr. Connors, who is working on a genome isolation accelerator. Taskmaster suddenly shows up to steal the accelerator, forcing Peter to stop them, only for him to accidentally get hit by it and basically get separated from Spider-Man, creating two different beings, which initially seemed positive as Peter goes out and enjoys his life like he always wished to do while Spider-Man is out saving the city from crime. They eventually do discuss this between each other, but things do work out for a while until Peter begins noticing that Spidey's morality isn't really where it should be, as he started swinging people around for money and wasn't having any regard to collateral damage or civilians getting hurt as long as he defeats the bad guy, and his concerns about this only rises later when Dr. Connors tells him about the issues they're running into when using the accelerator on rats, as he explains that the longer the two beings are separated, the dumber and less competent they became until they inevitably die. And so upon hearing this, Peter realizes that he has to get a hold of Spidey to stop his recklessness and ultimately prevent their eventual death, which was pretty difficult not only because Spidey wasn't understanding that with great power comes great responsibility, but also because Mendel Stromm was launching an attack on the city with his Tri-Sentinels. But he eventually does manage to trick Spidey into staying long enough for him to use the accelerator and reverse the effects, becoming one once again.